started with a ship. The Sarah's Grit.
The call of the sea in her endless embrace.
Destiny. And a song to be sung for the ages.
Escape from my family, their sins. And redemption?
A bad hand, risk, and a second chance at the big table.
A promise of charity. The lie for tyranny.
Now we're trapped, lost, and moved like pawns.
Strange nations surround us, and we're all out of room.
The course is unclear. The answers unknown.
We freed slaves, killed monsters, and lost friends.
We're hunted by devils.
We're bound by dragons.
They've raised the stakes. But we're playing blind.
We're alone.
This place is a cage.
How do we survive?
The Everstorm.
The Everstorm.
And we're live.
Yeah! Stop it, Cam. You mean
Do it. It wasn't
So rude.
Why is Cam mean girling me? Because he can't read.
I can't read. It's the only thing I got.
It's gotta be it.
That's it. That's the only thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Everstorm, where we last left off in game 28. The end of our boat trilogy. I just like calling it a boat trilogy because it's just like 3 games on the boat. All right. There's no zombie in this game.
No,
Sorry, man. Save up your bits because we like getting them, but they don't do shit in this game. So, well, I'll tell you what, if you throw bits at us, I'll write them down and I'll let them roll over into zombies because that's actually happened before. Where we last left off, they pulled the dwarf out of the water and then he was reincarnated into... I actually made a dude.
Ooh, we got
A dude.
Hey!
This guy.
Gagrod
Look
remade.
up Skagrod.
Gagrod.
For some reason, I had in my head that he was a dwarf.
He was until I reincarnated him.
Oh, that's
Into a halfling.
never mind. Good point.
Now he gets to be
Koto.
he
I
can
mean,
finish
Koto.
atoning for his sins and then be reborn an elf.
Just salute you for your vigorous use of reincarnation this campaign.
Bowers has got this like super gross island where he just murders people until he brings them back as an elf.
It's kind of like the island of Dr. Moreau, sort of.
Yeah. He just keeps stealing diamonds specifically from other vessels. He only pirates diamonds so he can use them for reincarnation.
That would be amazing.
That's super
great.
And he only takes the crewmates hostage if they're non-elves. Elves get to go free. He's like, the rest of you are fine. I'm taking these 3, though.
That's amazing. I'm into it.
What have you been doing lately, Bowen? Farming elves. Okay.
I'm ruining Levi's entire game world because he hates elves. So I'm just
That's
populating
true.
the world with
Yeah,
them.
they're not. I'm not a fan.
So he has to do something with them.
So, after he was brought aboard as a halfling, they started to investigate and find out just how messed up Skagrid is from having been wrapped up in interaction with the Dreamer. And then it took a while to unravel the nonsense because it became clear that Skagrid had 2 sets of memories, as inspected by Sid, who is detecting his thoughts. And then they pieced together that this is tied to what is happening to Koto. And as the game went on, they ended up sitting him down, and he didn't seem to be in halfling form, this aggressive thing trying to kill them, but instead confessed that that was originally the goal, but he's not that anymore, and he wants to be on their side. So as proof of his loyalty, he had to play a card game.
They submitted.
having no experience with this card game, was fleeced entirely out of a lot of his druid powers. So
Something about trying to make me feel bad about something I'm very proud of.
hey, you were put in a situation, and I like how you adapted. And at the end of the day, don't feel too bad for the guy. Mass murderer, so you're
He
probably
did just try to swallow me, so yeah.
He did.
Yeah, fuck
He
that
did.
guy.
There's that.
And his minions almost killed Lindell, so it was pretty rough there for a while.
And what you don't know is
They
he
almost
loaded on the
straight murdered
token
him.
all of the ways in which he knows how to skin people. So now Sid's just like,
Sid's-
dead murderer. He's-
I won't
So-
let you guys know about that yet.
At the end of the night, when they finally got all the information they wanted to deal with out of the halfling, they put him in the brig, and they finally gave him clothes after realizing they'd been interrogating him naked the entire time. And then
Oddly enough, he didn't
we
mind.
knew.
Yeah, he was okay with it.
He was into
Yeah.
it.
He was into it. Strange
And
little
then-
halflings.
Koto went to go tend to the cauldron and load it, not before setting up with the rest of the guys a password and a callback phrase so they can test to see which Koto is there when he gives to the cauldron. And after giving to the cauldron, it seems as though he was not giving the correct passphrase back. So they brought him up to the room, handed him a cup of coffee, and then proceeded to
Ready was last right.
beat him down with everything.
Beat him silently.
So,
Oh my god.
at the end of the night,
Hey, thanks for the follow there.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
the
the
follow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Piscoda P258. I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for following. So, that's where we left off. Koto bleeding out on the floor, and then, just as they're convinced, did they do the right thing? Blackness pours out of him, and in a shroud of what looks like ink floating in the air, there are now two Kotos. Game begins. The Kotos on your map are red and yellow respective, so we can know which one you're talking about at any given time. However, I need to point out that both of them are identical. All of his gear is where the ink cloud was centered. And oddly, almost in a cartoon-like fashion, laying out exactly in his death pose. Almost like a crime scene where the chalk outline is, but instead of a chalk outline, it's literally all of his stuff. And then to either side of the pile of stuff, you see slumped over in somewhat fetal positions, two Kotos naked. If we kill him 3 more times, we have Voltron Koto.
We all the colors.
Sid pulls out his subway card, punches a hole.
Mhm.
Well,
this usually
did
doesn't
right.
happen.
So does he become an elf now?
I don't think he's dead. He has to be dead before I can bring him back as an elf. That one's still moving.
And
I
then
look at
one
them
sits
both.
up.
Oh,
Oh.
whoa. That's all up in my space.
Easy now.
He's all in there.
Do the thing with the words again.
Which words?
What he's supposed to repeat
I
back.
look at both of the Kotos.
Okay, so since you guys are talking, I assume silence is over with?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Oh, I forgot about
I'll
that.
drop it. Yeah, we'll drop it.
Okay, sorry.
We'll let him
I
start
forgot
casting spells in her face.
And I'm gonna, since I think I had it up at the end of combat, I'm gonna move my Hexblade's curse onto the one that just woke up, but I'm not gonna be aggressive. I'm just shifting it
Okay.
to that one.
I'm eyeballing them both. And in Draconic, I say, to hell with these stupid fishmen.
Damn it. Yes. I agree. What is happening?
Well,
To hell with these stupid fishmen.
Who said that?
For the record, is Levi talking as the yellow one? Not that that means it's the correct one. I just need to know which one's saying which.
I'm speaking as red.
You're
Clint
speaking
is
as red.
speaking as
Okay.
yellow.
Okay.
Just making sure I know who's speaking as who. Just for
the
the
yellow belly one in the middle.
Red sat up. Red set up first, and Red looks panicked and is scanning the room.
Do you know where you are? Do you know who you are? What's your name?
My name is Koto Arthak. Yellow turns and looks at red.
And then its head snaps. No, sorry, not yet.
I am Koto Arthak.
Yellow snaps over to Red.
No, you. It doesn't matter if you try and speak to me. I'm keeping you buried this time. I don't care. You cannot keep me buried. I will not serve anymore. I don't know what you're up to, but I'm going to put an end to this. I don't care what it takes. You're not going to put me back in that cage.
There's not going to be any violence on this boat right now, or else things are going to get very ugly. Calm down.
I am calm. You don't understand. He's speaking now. He's never spoken aloud in my mind before.
Can both of you see?
I can. I cannot. The room is dark.
So one sees, one doesn't. Both here.
Follows like what we heard with some of the others. One was blind and the other...
What?
Are they both like
It's here.
tangible?
You're both in the room.
Don't let it hurt me.
And then it reaches over on the ground trying to feel for stuff.
Sid kicks stuff out of the way.
It goes for the hammer.
They're like really here. They're not like apparitions. They're not like misty. Or,
Sid, give me a dex versus... Let's see.
I do a sleight of hand.
I guess Koto's athletics to see who can get to it first.
Do you mind if I do sleight of hand?
Go ahead.
A 19.
Okay, you kick it just out of the way, and his hand is within like 6 inches. And as it scatters to the side, his head tracks its motion.
Not just yet, friend. We need to figure out which is which. I don't want anyone being hurt
You're
prematurely.
preventing me from protecting myself from that thing.
You need to trust us to protect both of you right now until we figure out what's going on and what's right and what's wrong.
I take a step back and prop myself up on the cot. Well, now what?
Good question. Well, game, what the hell was that you were saying before?
Out of character. Are they like tangible, or are they like misty? Are they like ghost-like? Or they look like they're
No.
beings that are here?
No, they look like two naked Kotos.
Okay.
One is sitting up, and now one is kind of kneeling after having failed to grab the hammer.
I want to look directly at Levi. You're playing the yellow one, right?
I'm red.
You're red. I look directly at the red one. And in Draconic, to hell with these stupid fishmen. What's the answer?
I rolled a nat fucking one.
What you did?
Morgaine, it's all wrong. I am so sorry.
And I look back at the yellow.
I
just turn away from him immediately. To hell with these stupid fishmen. What's the answer?
I rolled a 4.
Perfect.
Morgaine gives up and throws them both overboard.
Yep, that's the only way we can sure. That's the only way
we can know for sure.
Koto cannot float. He cannot swim.
That's right.
Just stick him in his armor, he goes to the bottom.
If he floats, he's a witch, and we burn him at the stake.
If he sinks, he's the real one and he drowns.
If he sinks, he's the real one, and we have a
We'll
funeral.
find
And then he
out.
comes back as an elf.
Yes.
You have been
That
practicing
plan seemed to
Morgaine.
backfire.
Your enunciation's getting better.
don't listen. That one will lie to you. And to believe his lies is to go the way of Zynok, and I will not be his hand.
We both know who lies. We've both been under his rule. You know as well as I.
I think I know the answer to this one. I think we have to ask them if the other one will lie.
Oh, you think it's that puzzle?
What? I don't know that puzzle.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
That's an oldie but a goodie. Classic.
I'll tell you later.
Fulcrum's going to go over to the red Koto and kind of kneel down. He's on the floor, right? Like kind of splayed out.
Yeah.
And Stitch is going to shift and do a very small, like, needlepoint dagger. It's like, look, it's going to be okay. You just need to pull yourself together. You're Koto.
He
Where's your
reacts-
pride?
He reacts quickly, like a jump. Like he didn't really even hear how close you got, how quickly you got there.
And as I say, where's your pride? I'm going to stick him with Stitch and inject him with the pride.
Oh, shit.
needle.
Ooh, damn.
Put a little sand in you. Wow.
Okay.
So as I recall, if I have this written down, he has to make a save. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, which one did you do this to?
The red. The one that
Okay.
can't see.
The one that can't see.
Here we go.
Tim, your head. No.
Oh, sorry.
Been decapitated.
Put it in a little bit quickly.
You gotta stay decapitated. Dun, 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 dun,
You have to roll me. I'm not sure what type of save it is for Pride. I know the DC is 18, and I'm trying to think. I assume it is probably Wisdom or Charisma.
Yeah, it's a charisma save.
Oh, everybody knows Sid is sus. Look at that.
So, I mean, it is factual. It is
Everybody
definitely.
knows.
Absolutely.
Starts
I mean, if there's
following
one
the
thing
stream
you
tonight
know.
and already knows Sid is sus. That's an observant viewer there. I like
He's a
it.
smart viewer.
I
They
like
know.
it.
That viewer knows.
Sid is
Just got
sus.
here
He
already.
doesn't even know.
Already knows what's going on.
He must have just sent it out in waves.
Catching up quickly.
You go to press it in, and let's see here.
Saves are pretty high, so this might not work.
Oh, I
Oh,
have
it's gonna be real
to.
tough. Yeah.
But worth a shot.
You press it in, and he's like, oh, and he pulls it out, and he takes damage from that.
And instantly dies.
I said,
Mm.
Fair point. I don't know how much damage this is. We're all about to find out together.
Turns out it's 25d10. Oh, times 4 because this is
Because
sleep.
he's a warlock.
and because he's a warlock.
Oh shit!
Because he's a warlock, he can just take rolls from any game system he would like. Doesn't
That's
have to be
right.
TNT.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Going full Pathfinder first edition right now.
And I froze.
You sure did.
Froze.
Oh, that's
I froze like a robot. You see, as he pulls it out, you see tiny little black threads. No, silver threads peel off your pin. And he grabs his head. Why are you doing this?
Oh, sorry, I was trying to give you a little pep in your step. I thought it might help. Sorry.
I'm not the one you need to worry about. If you're to submit to me, submit to him as well. If you're to test one, you test both. It's the only fair way. You know me. I wouldn't. I'm so sorry. I was too weak. And I was too blind.
You know, speaking of the blind part,
Go ahead.
I think I could do something about that.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, if you trust me, I believe I can fix this for you.
I trust you.
Man, that is very suspicious, but we'll go ahead and give it a shot. I will use lesser restoration on him.
Okay. His eyes blink and suddenly dilate.
Oh. Sid, thank you. I was so harsh on you for so long. I owe you many apologies.
It's well deserved, honestly. Strange men on boats, never to be trusted.
And then he turns and he's looking at the other Koto and he takes a step back.
So maybe we need to find out what each remembers separately, perhaps. Get a sense of who's who, when, all that sort of thing.
Or you let us do it the honorable way.
I think that's the worst idea.
Well, no.
How so? How so?
Oh, well, didn't we just hear a whole story about how, downstairs our new halfling friend killed his lesser self, and then he went all, crazy mad for the dreamer and turned into a big leviathan that almost ate Burl and Sid.
It's true. It's true.
Now, is it quite possible that both of these are actually Koto?
I am Koto.
No, probably two sides
That
of Koto.
thing is a black-hearted lie that's stolen my face and a piece of what I am.
Now, I've been thinking about this.
Uh-oh.
When we first brought Koto aboard the ship, well, there wasn't a ship. We were on the island, but nonetheless, when he first became part of the crew, he was hell-bent on vengeance after Peg, the pirate that had sunk his boats and taken his people. And then after Peg, well, Koto did a bit of a change, perhaps. Found new goals in his life. I'm starting to wonder if these two Kotos, that one perhaps represents the darker parts of him, yes, maybe, but they may in fact still be him. We don't know the full potential of the powers of the cauldron.
This
May not
isn't the
be
work of
an
the cauldron, Baron. This is the work of the dreamer. When I foolishly signed my name to be his champion, This is now what I'm faced with.
You didn't. He didn't sign that. You didn't exist to sign it. I did. We can't let him touch the cauldron. Let me go to the Dragonborn.
I think at this point it'll only confuse the Dragonborn.
Why do you want to see the Dragonborn?
To start
They
an
will see the
uprising.
truth.
The Dragonborn came here because they trust Koto. If there are suddenly two Kotos, they may lose complete faith in the entire program and process of what we're doing. I don't think we can risk the other Dragonborn seeing you like this at this point.
I don't think I want to be seen like this. They don't know what I've become. What I did. The shame.
So if one of you is Koto and the other is not, would the other be perhaps from... What would the other one actually be then? A manifestation of the Dreamer? The Dreamer itself?
A copy. A flawed, dark, and twisted copy. Don't let him get a weapon. Don't let him cast. He's me. That
The
can't
problem
be
is-
trusted.
I'm the side with the conscience, and you're still the one with the vengeance.
No, I'm
You're the
not.
hate. Listen to your words.
I have order, promise.
You are hatred.
You are the black oil that spilled out of that gem, that liar's mouth, made manifest.
Morgan,
He would see me destroyed.
What's that?
I want to
Sorry.
see, is Kurik out on the deck, actually? I see him there, but
Yeah, you peek out the door. Hey, what's going on? Do you guys need help or something?
get away. I
It was really
aim the arrow at his knee.
Okay, it's just
Quickly.
like, okay. He
Quickly.
backs away. He opens the door. He's like, it got like really quiet in there, and now it's like really loud. And like,
Don't worry
Koto,
about quiet. We'll
Okay.
take care of it.
all right, okay, cool.
Kurik on the deck, as he seems to be.
Yep.
So I'm going to slowly walk over to Kurik. Hands up like I'm taming a fucking bear, you know? I'm like, Kurik, we need your help. Actually, I say this in Draconic because I can do that.
How
Actually helps.
smart is Kurik nowadays?
Let
He
me
upgraded
More
see.
gain.
Kurik is, I believe, a
just need-
not. Oh, sorry about that, camera people.
His intellect is like a 9?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
Damn,
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
that's a smart.
Smartly,
So
smarter than Sid.
We are far beyond like animal intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, just a
man.
second. I've almost got him. Just a second.
We're like,
Hunter 86. That's a great name. I love your name.
it's no longer animal intelligence. It's avatar pet sidekick intelligence.
Yeah.
His intelligence is actually an 11 now.
Holy
He has a-
crap!
he has a plus
He's
one.
smarter than the average character. That's
So he might be
awesome.
he might be the smartest in the party except for Morgaine.
Okay, you walk up. And he's like,
Better than him.
I'm like, we need your help. And I say this all in Draconic.
Amazing.
Something's happened to Koto. It's like there's two. We don't know which one's the real Koto. Can you help us figure out which one's the real one?
and then it goes crawling off towards.
I
Towards the room.
lead him over. And then slowly open the door. I'm like, wait here. I turn to him and say, wait here. I look at both of them in the eyes. Like, both of you step outside for me, please.
Onto the
make
deck?
sure I step out first.
Just out the door, yeah, onto the deck.
Throw him some pants.
No, I step out first.
No.
No,
He wasn't even
I do.
standing. I was already up.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Bullshit, but
So, I wait for the other one to come out.
okay. He comes out too.
I look back at Kirk for his reaction, first of all.
You see Koto Kirk sees Koto walk out, and then when he sees the second one, he suddenly seems his tension in his shoulders pulls up, and he's slightly hunter stance, and now his head's snapping between the two.
Tell the difference.
And he comes up and he starts pacing. He is in front of both, about 5 feet back, kind of pacing in front of them, the way you see like a big cat. He sits back down behind you guys, kind of watching both.
Can't tell. We haven't been able to either. Well,
I don't think
Is
this is
he
something
actually
you can solve.
able to talk?
Yeah,
Is that specifically listed?
It just says languages draconic.
So he actually speaks Draconic.
Yes.
Yeah, because it would otherwise
Okay.
it would say,
Oh.
like can't understand but doesn't speak. Usually,
Right. Okay.
Wow.
Then after he pulls back, sits down. They both smell the same.
I was afraid of that. We haven't been able to tell them apart either.
I have two masters.
You think they're both Koto? Or do you just not know?
Only the mother could understand.
The mother?
She of every wing. She to whom we pray.
Everybody else, you see Morgane over there going, and then like Kurik is just spitting back. Some Dr. Doolittle stuff.
Are you talking to Kurik?
Yeah.
I mean, duh. Yeah.
Didn't know he talked? Oh, wow. Well, how many things can talk that I think?
He's smarter than most of you.
So, what's he saying?
Whoa!
Don't worry about this. Maybe, but Lindell, let's not let anyone from below decks up on deck right now, particularly Dragonborn.
That looks like something to worry about.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. We're handling it.
We're worrying about it.
Yeah, we're gonna get this sorted. It's kind of odd. I understand. We're gonna figure it out. Happened before Balrin, so not.
And you see Lindell pop his head back from the railing, and you see him say, "No, like there's two of them now." And then you hear,
It's good, man. Good killers. Okay.
He's just really happy it's not Balrin. We've already been there and done
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone will have a doppelganger at some point in this game.
That's true. We're 3 characters, right? Roughly.
We've already hit our quotas though for a lot of the others because there was like 15,000 skeezers. So that's dropped.
But I mean, and Sid came with his own too. I mean, he came
Womp
with
womp.
his little
That's right.
whatever they were called, shades, not shades,
Shadows.
whatever they were called. Yeah, yeah. Don't have to worry about that anymore. We
Give me
solved
my
that
pendant.
problem.
Give me my pendant. I can contact
Don't.
Ishara. She will tell us the truth.
You don't have your pendant anymore.
I know. That's why
You
I said
cannot
give it
trust him. So if you cannot trust him, then
Okay, then.
you cannot.
Which one of you gave the pendant to me?
I don't know.
Bauer looks over the other one.
What do you mean, Balron?
I would not
What
have
have you-
given that to you.
One of you gave it to me, and then promptly did not return through the portal.
No. Wrong. Wrong pendant.
There's another pendant.
The one I just received. The one that lets me commune with Ishara. I would never have given you that, Balrin.
She would never listen to your blackened tongue.
Nor your hate.
I do not hate. I weep for all the sin you would commit if you ran free. You will sully everything we've done to set free a monster.
Hey, Balrin? Didn't that one just clarify that he didn't give you the pendant, meaning he would have remembered giving it to you? And wasn't the one who gave you the pendant didn't follow you through the portal the bad one?
Precisely, Koto.
Fulcrum kind of gives a long, slow look over at the yellow one. What happens if we asked you to both use the pendant together?
He shouldn't touch it.
Then how can we?
All right, then I'll
How
use
can you
it.
trust either of us?
I'm a druid. All gods answer my call. Bauer will walk in there to go find the pendant.
Okay. Amongst Koto's things, you
My
find a
arrogance knows
small
no bounds.
stone pendant that has what looks like almost like a flower or a sun pattern on one side, and on the other it looks like a strange serpent that is at the same time very like chunky and blocky, almost like an Aztec kind of cut. And it's making a circle. It's almost like an Ouroboros, except it doesn't appear to be eating its own tail.
Okay. So I'll come back out with it. Bauer kind of glances back at both of them. Well, this plan failed horribly. I really thought the real Koto would stop me from touching this thing to begin with.
Why would we deny you speaking with our gods? To learn the truth.
She's not going to listen to him anyway.
The Shar listens to all children. You know this. The bile you spew blinds you.
I don't. You see like sparks coming up in his mouth. Spew. Boil. And you see like electricity running through some of his teeth. I speak. You belong in a cage.
Calm yourself. Morgan knocks an arrow, but he doesn't point it. You don't trust either.
Don't hurt
right
me
now.
again, Morgaine.
Didn't want to hurt you the first time.
Baron sits down and attempts to pray with the idol to see if he can contact Ashara.
Give me a. Was that an attuned thing, Clint? I think it had to be
it
attuned,
was.
didn't it?
It was, yeah.
That has to be attuned.
Oh, it does?
Yep, it's gonna take a while.
Druid powers deactivate.
1 hour, sir.
Pause for station identification.
We'll find a
The,
workaround.
lightning rods are over there with the rest of my stuff. If you want to help that, Baron.
Lightning helps.
Lightning is our birthright. Through it, blessed by her, we speak.
Baron holds the pendant up and casts Call Lightning.
Okay.
And I'll strike myself.
I'll not be next to him when he does.
Yeah, I'm not going to be in that shit show.
Give me a.
Mendel just pops over the side. Yes!
Give me a wisdom check.
A
Finally!
wisdom check?
Finally.
Give me a wisdom check.
A save or a check? A check.
A check. A check. Not
Making
a
sure
save.
I'm clicking the right button. They're different, so. Oh.
Oh!
Am I on
Oh.
advantage?
That was awesome, except you gave yourself advantage.
It was on disadvantage, actually.
It's a disadvantage.
Hold
Just
on,
give me a
let me-
clean roll.
I'm doing it over. Never! Wow, 14.
Very average.
Very.
You are struck. Courses through you. You see a little. It slides over the pendant down your arm, and it feels solid and stone in your fingers. The clouds twist. Your call lightning has formed a grayish pull of overcast cloud. And you hear the waves. Elos is here. She always is. But you don't know about this dragon god.
Well, seems like she is not answering.
Do your gods answer your first call, Balrin? Spend some time. Not all things can be cheated with your magic.
Doesn't hurt to make a little bit of an offering.
The boat makes a slow turn. It continues from having gone towards the Thorn Jenny wreckage and continues back on its original course.
Should we keep you two in separate rooms while we let Valrin wait this out and see if we can figure something out? Or
I want to be able to watch him.
okay, so out on the deck then.
We could be in rooms, the door open. I want someone to take our things.
Already done.
Thank you, Sid.
You know, it's
Well-
very hard to say who's who here, but we're gonna have to figure out before we run into you anymore.
I know, I was just thinking that. I think from,
I trust all of you. I'm sorry my foolishness created this situation. I am always the fool. She teaches that over and over.
It's a little harsh, Koto.
I will wait in the room. Make sure he does as well.
Stop talking as if you're their protector. You do not have orders around here. You are nothing. You are the hate and vengeance and lies.
You're not wrong. But coming from you, it is meaningless.
He steps in here and just sort of puts his back to the wall and keeps an eye on Koto, like he's pseudo standing at attention. He has the air of a prisoner waiting to be locked up and accepting it.
I think from what Skagrad said, we have about 3 days to figure this out before well, maybe even sooner, depending on what we run into. But I think we have 3 more days of sailing before we reach the vault.
Koto puts his hands on the rail of the ship and looks out on the sea. I don't know if this is something that we can solve with words. I'm afraid.
Well, potential Koto, if you are correct and we let you fight to the death, it doesn't really solve our conundrum one bit or another. Resolves yours, but does nothing for us.
Do your people believe in divine right?
Explain, Boren.
Some cultures, martial contest, it's believed that the gods would always be on the side of the victor.
That would be Kerr. Ishara blesses all. Kerr is the anger. He is the dragon. He is hatred.
From personal experience, Ballern, I can tell you that is never actually true.
I didn't ask because I believe it's a solution. I asked if it's what they believe, if that's why they believe this is the answer. My
I
father
believe it's
tells
the
me that-
answer because one of us is a lie. Yet both of us are truth.
Fulcrum, every second that thing talks to Balron, to Morgaine, it is sowing seeds, and the fruit will be rotten.
I mean, I understand what you mean, Koto, but
I know.
he'd say the same thing about what you're saying to me right now. Though,
I know.
how would you feel about me bringing Skagrad up here? He just went through this, right? Maybe he'd have some insight. What do you think about that?
I trust you. You always. Your heart is always on the right path. And for any mistake made on the way, I would follow your intentions into the 9 hells.
Thanks. I'll go get a Skagrad. Just stay here. Thanks.
As he's walking past there, I'll kind of cozy up to Fulcrum. You know, Fulcrum, Koto's never sounded that way.
No,
It's never been this passive.
Well, I mean, that follows, though, right? I mean, the people we've seen who've been split before, they're kind of extreme on both ends.
He's never said thank you to me once.
I cozy up to this conversation too because I was about to come up with this thing. I was like, I just like from behind him, like, he said he was a fool. I've never heard him say that.
That's also true.
I was literally about to do that. He was like,
I was feeling
Captain,
Cam's itchiness from like across the United States right over here. He's over in California, like, oh, Cam, man, what's it on this shit so fast?
Aaron moseys up to the conversation also.
Can you guys all mosey up to the same spot, please? Where's this happening?
Yeah.
Physically move your guys, because I'm going to respond to the map as if that's where you are for a little
I
scene.
assume I can get here with me as we go over here.
Yeah.
I just like
we're in the doorway.
walking around.
We're all conferring in the doorway.
So you're in the doorway.
Caught me as I was going out.
So you guys are at the fulcrum of the axis of the two Kotos.
Oh,
In the middle of their fulcrum.
that's true.
Just my Leonardo DiCaprio.
Bowron kind of shiftily points towards Levi's the red one, correct?
I am the red one.
He says, that one noted that the other one belonged in a cage. We found Koto in a cage.
Doesn't seem like a fate he would wish upon anyone, does it?
After being enslaved, I'm not positive he would wish that upon anyone.
Exactly.
Said we put many people in brigs so far, from what I could tell. Didn't seem too concerned about that.
Well, Griggs belongs in a cage.
Is there more gain for being at the fulcrum? Right now, socially speaking, Malice, yes, there is greater gain to stay at the fulcrum. Hey, Rio, praise be to 2 Dragon Jesuses right now. Double the Dragon Jesus.
Now, hold on, though. I'm pretty sure this is Dragon Jesus and Dragon Satan. We just aren't sure which one's which.
We just don't know.
Wait.
I'm pretty sure one's just like the Holy Spirit and the other one's Jesus. Like, I think they're all like part of the same
the
body
Father,
or
one's the
something
Son.
weird. Like,
One's the Holy Ghost.
strange.
Trinity.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, just so you guys know, all of Dragon
another one in
Lore
another room.
based on Catholicism.
Wait. So I got this idea. How about we crucify them both and we wait and see which one comes out of his tomb in 3 days?
That's ridiculous.
Done and done.
You know they would both show up.
This game took a weird turn.
They would. They'd both come walking out and we'd be like, damn it.
Do it again.
Well, Rio Bravo's got a solid point there.
Welcome back.
You're not a true follower of the divine dragon.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Preach.
Well, what do you guys think about bringing Skagrod up here to take a look at him? Do you think he
I
might...
trust it, though.
I know the man barely understood anything. It's a husk. Shattered man.
Because he just went through what Koto's going through right now, right?
I don't think he'll be able to discern between them, but perhaps talking to him about his situation could give us insights how to discern between these two.
Well, if the true Koto ends up being like him, I don't think Koto would want to live that way.
Kurik is actually also somewhat cozied up to the conversation.
Yes!
And then he's positioned himself near Morgaine.
I turn back to him occasionally, and
But he can. But he is looking.
Draconic.
He is looking through the. He's looking towards the doorway at the red, and he keeps looking over the railing at the yellow, and he keeps looking over at all of you to see if you're. He's got that seeking look of a dog at somebody's cocktail party. That's looking at all the adults, not really sure what's going on, but trying to understand.
I lean back and give him the crib notes in Draconic. That's what it sounds like to me.
Oh, well, all right.
How it goes.
Damn. Spoken like an elf.
I don't have the dialect really, perfect yet, but more.
Something to work on.
Like, I know it's not true, but in my head, I imagine us all cozy there, and while none of us are looking, Griggs is standing there also.
Oh,
Just moseying up, and we're like not paying attention, and he's like right there the whole time, not saying anything because
Would you like a submarine sandwich?
Griggs has been this close to getting a knee or an arrow in the knee for like 3 games. If he cozied up to this conversation,
I was just waiting for him to be like,
him.
so Griggs just cozies on up to the conversation.
I'm gonna make him my henchman for the rest of this game. Have him fuck with more game constantly.
I'm gonna roll a perception to see if I notice him get that close. 16. I don't know if it's
he wasn't really on the floor of the deck. He was waiting in front of the door, and then when you opened, he opened it wide for you. So he kind of just like hid near the staircase, and then when you guys all came out, he scurried over here, looking like he's got to rearrange a crate. And you notice he keeps picking up a crate and moving over here, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he moves another crate over there, and he like scooches it to the side. And he's like checking it.
So, do I notice that on a 16?
Yeah.
I pull out a little piece of paper.
He looks like an extra. He looks like one of the cast members from the Truman Show. He's doing the same shit over and over with slight variations to make it look like it's important.
Nice.
I pull out a little piece of parchment. I write out "too close" on it. I stick it on the end of an arrow and I fire it so it sticks in something right in front of his face.
Okay, so
And then I look and I just death glare him.
it's like a really good shot. You're good at that. Over here now.
So then, Balrin, guess you'll get to work on that thing, and
Oh, I'm working on it.
we'll keep an eye.
Working on it.
Koto, how do you like your anger juice? I look at the yellow one.
Hot and raw.
Hot and raw? Alright, I'll get you some.
Wowza.
I've never heard it called that in my life.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Black coffee. Yeah, black coffee. I mean, it makes sense.
Technically,
And it is just.
Let Sid gamble fake Draco Jesus, and if he wins, they get revealed.
That's what we'll do.
It could work.
No, that's beautiful. Sid
did
gets in
think
a
about
card game with both of them, takes all of his powers, finds the real one and redistributes them to one Koto, and then we'll just savagely murder the other one, and that's the new Koto because it has all of the abilities from both of them in it.
That's true.
We'll just use Sid as a conduit by
So
which
we're gonna
we funnel
drain
all
both
the Kotos
Kotos to make a double Koto.
Mega Koto.
We're
we are
literally
in the
gonna.
Code of Ultron, yeah.
We're gonna be like, it's like a reverse prism. We're gonna feed all the Kotos into one, and then at the end, there's gonna be one beam of light coming out.
We should have thought of this
constructed
teaser a long time ago.
This is Sid's calling, and we just didn't recognize it until now.
The whole time.
Now it makes sense. We know why he's here.
At Destiny, folks.
We got a Highlander of the Kotos back into one.
You guys have to do a Koto reduction and get him like concentrated back into the
Like we're making a mole
And
sauce.
now we make a
Kotos.
Koto Roo.
So Sid goes back in there with the red guy.
So are you guys essentially, what's the plan? Are you waiting for
I guess we need
attunement?
to attune. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Ball and a tune, I guess, and I don't know.
Okay.
Could let Skyground take a look at him, but he's kind of nuts.
So this, yeah, if you're involving Skagrid, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to slide ahead a little bit.
Sid will make some
Okay.
coffee. He'll ask Red Guy how he wants his coffee.
Black.
All right. All right. Just black, huh?
Yes, I don't want to trouble you for anything more. We all did this once before, and that turned out to be some sort of silly joke, but this is so far from that.
Oh yeah? When did that happen?
Balron. We had 2 of him.
Must have been before all my time.
It was some sort of fairy trick. And it came to blows. And in the end, violence did prove an answer. I worry it should come to that today.
Why
I'm
worry?
sorry. Very little good would come from us fighting. At best, I win. He dies. Then you all wonder. I don't want to do that to you.
Well, I would certainly place bets on whichever one of you grabs that hammer first.
Oh, will you now? Which one?
Say there's only one hammer.
No, I understand there's only one hammer, but which one are you betting on?
Just say
Balron, it
whichever
is
one of them
killing
grab
me.
the hammer first is probably going to win.
Oh, I see. Never mind.
So a fight seems rather pointless. Whichever one we hand the hammer to is going to win.
Wow, Sid, you just really jumped right for that.
Well, it's just my thing.
I consider that too, Rio Bravo, but
That's good stuff. Well, let's take our time. I'll make you some coffee. And
You guys sail, and you see far to the east heavy storm clouds on the horizon line, way behind you. And it is reminiscent. You see a little bit of red lightning of the crazed storm that was in the direction you're currently going when you guys were approaching Plixitix's tower. When you're approaching that island, I mentioned that far behind you, you saw a crazy storm.
Mhm.
Similar crazy storm is sparking right now in the extreme east. And you see, as that's sparking, you see after about 20 minutes, and it's not just a trick of the eye, you're actually waiting and watching and seeing some things. Talua goes to the aft deck and he's watching it.
I'm gonna walk up.
Burl is currently driving.
I'm gonna walk up to Talua. Are those back towards your waters where we Baldwin and us went and visited recently?
It could be.
Whatever they were doing over there when we saw it, there was something horrible happening. I don't know what. They were fighting your people.
The little one would know what that is. If they are all some sort of alliance, this is the furthest we've made to understanding all of this. As much as it pains me, we are closer to one fight than whatever goes on that way.
and I have gotten closer to answers with strangers in this body than I ever did amongst my own people when I was being deceived the entire time. So Tide herself would say that her currents have brought me to you, and this is where I belong for now, Fulcrum. Thank you for your hospitality, and good luck with your conundrum.
Thank you. And for what it's worth, I hope whatever people you have left over there are safe.
I do too. He sort of just stays at the railing for a while and watches.
Leave him be.
You guys move on for another hour or so. Balrin, you feel a warmth in the amulet, and you can feel that it has it has a temperature that will change as you breathe in and out, almost as if it is slightly mirroring your intake of breath. It gets cold as you breathe in cool air, and it gets a little bit warm as you breathe out hot air. It's a very subtle change, but your keen elven senses detect it.
Naturally.
You know that this thing is able to do divination and commune.
Well, I believe commune's what I need.
Yep.
So Byron will sit down up near the front of the ship and attempt to see if I can commune with Ashara.
Okay. Give me another wisdom check.
This can only go well.
Gonna be fine.
Wisdom check. Boom. Nice.
You reach out. You whisper in Elven to it and concentrate. Let's pin commune. You get a number of questions, I believe. How many is it, Clint? 3 or something like that?
Yeah, 3.
It
Yes or no?
is- Yes.
Seth, yep.
Right here is the spell up on the stream. 3 questions that can be answered yes or no. Ask your question before the spell ends, and you receive a correct answer for each question.
Okay.
You might receive an unclear if it lies beyond the deity's knowledge.
You reach out, and for a brief moment, as you're concentrating, you feel the air around you get colder, and you feel strong winds at your back. And you feel that for a second, 2 seconds, moving on to 10, as you sit here, the air is thinner.
Do I feel as though if I ask a question, I may begin to get an answer?
You feel what I describe. Those elements have begun as you hold this thing, so it is doing something.
All right, then. Let's see. Bowron will begin with the most obvious question. Is one of these Kotos a lie? A fake, a fraud?
You feel a cold wind. Oh, thank you,
for the
Rio.
raid.
Oh,
Liching hours here.
Yes, Liching Hour.
hey.
Hi, Lich.
What's up, Rich?
Um,
What's up, Raiders?
welcome, Raiders. Yeah, Rio, it's a D20. So I got him. I got all the dice up my arm. So
Levi's
Oh,
new
yeah.
tattoo work.
Oh,
that was on Tuesday. I'm fully dedicated now.
So
We don't have to switch to a different game system. Use different.
yeah, never.
Cards or
Never.
something.
We can never use another game system. We are stuck with these polyhedrals for forever. So as you feel a cold wind blow in from the port side of the ship, and it rushes your hair from behind.
Let's see.
Just like that lynching arm. Like a Sharknado.
It
Flying
happens.
behind
There's like
Balrog.
It's a Sharknado coming in.
There's like a
He's got-
Cobra NATO in there
He's
too.
got
I think.
snake nados now.
Snake
Snake
NATO.
NATO. Yeah.
Ooh, damn.
Good stuff.
That's it.
Thanks.
Hey, good to see you, Exotic Butters.
Exotic butters.
Exotic
That name
Butters.
is fantastic.
There's 2 C's and 2 S's in that. That is some
That's
thick ass butter.
Truly exotic
Some
butters.
Thick butters.
What's the next question, Balron?
I was thinking. Okay. So,
The air is still thin for you right now.
came from the port side, and the port is left and not right.
And it was distinctly cold. It felt like cold front air.
Sure.
And now that you're breathing this thin air, this is very reminiscent of when you've been in some sort of a bird form at high altitude.
Right.
It's what it tastes like.
I've got that. I was trying to discern if the message was an affirmative or a not affirmative answer based on which direction of the ship it came from before I asked my second question.
Well, with commune, I'm allowed to give you portents.
Okay. So,
Ashara is a liar.
well, you know, sometimes these lesser gods just don't come out and tell you like the greater ones do. You gotta coax them into
Oh.
Fighting Voids.
Which Koto killed Balrin? That's when we know it's the real one.
Yeah, right.
Then I'll know which one's the real Koto. I really thought that's what would happen when I went to grab this thing to begin with, but that was my low key plan. I didn't actually have a plan for questions to ask. I was
It was a great idea. You rolled a 14. Like,
yeah, I know. All right then. So let's see.
burning jazz cabbage. As the boat rolls on, you guys see
The problem is
there's still rolling patches of mist floating on the water. It's not too thick, but you're starting to see weird dust clouds far off to the port side foredeck horizon line, where you can see some hills like peeking up from the land masses.
Does the fake Koto know everything that the real Koto does prior to them being split?
You get a cold wind at your port side, same as before.
That's troubling.
Oh, you mean Nick Lachey, who we know personally?
Let's see which shoulder is this guy over here.
Wish I had Nick Lachey's money. It's so great.
Since you can discern between the Kotos in ways we cannot, in a fight, would you ensure that the real Koto wins?
You get a chill wind that whips around you, seemingly changing direction, and then it becomes a warm, somewhat muggy, hot air, like the kind that would happen before a strong storm, like when the air is like thick with moisture. And it goes.
Baron stands back up.
This god's worthless.
You see Baron kind of gives a
I can't help but think that would be a first. I could be wrong. I studied under historians, but you've come close to a grace many outsiders have never known.
Well, I can assure you that Ashara's willingness to answer is it's a very kind gesture of your god to do so, however cryptic the answers may be.
Mother teaches in lessons that one teaches themselves, in a way.
This is going to be more difficult than I thought, Fulcrum.
What do you think?
Well, it's hard to discern exactly what Ashara was answering, but I definitely got a different answer to the third question than the first two.
But it wasn't able to really help you out, you think? We're still on square one where we're at?
Well, I'm going to ask the Kotos.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Would you consider, Koto, either one of you, or both can answer in unison if you'd like, would you consider a warm wind to be an affirmative or a negative? Culturally speaking.
I would see warmth as breath, but that would not be true for silvers and whites. Warmth for most of us is good. We seek it.
Warmth shows Ashara's love and attempts to protect her children from Kerr and his anger and rage.
She chases the sun across the sky. She basks in warmth.
Well, see, and this is where things get confusing, because the first two questions I asked without telling you either of them what it is, I received an answer of a wind from the port side of the ship, cold like the thin air, high above the sky, which at first I thought perhaps may be affirmative, since Ashara, according to, and kind of looks at both of them, Koto, that she flies through the skies, is represented by the sky itself.
Good night, Air Laser. Mod of the modern age.
So if a cold,
Calm.
high altitude like wind blew across my back, would you consider that an affirmative or a negative compared to the warm wind?
For most of us, cold is discomfort, darkness, under the earth where the Father dwells.
At the same time, Ashara spreads her wings, gives flight, and redirects sunlight upon all of her protected children. We both know Ashara. I don't know that we're going to get the answers you're seeking, Balrin.
If you do nothing else...
It's in your heart, not what others tell you.
If you do nothing else, you should lock both of us up. Both watched. Both separate.
You don't want to be in the same line of sight with him anymore?
I will not kill him. But I am not entirely certain he won't attempt to destroy me.
This is...
Well, I think I've heard what I need to hear.
Well, the troubling part is the very first question I asked.
Oh?
I asked Ashara if either one of these Kotos was indeed a fake, a lie, an imposter.
And?
She responded with the cool breeze.
Well, neither of these seem to be the full Koto we've come to know, so these are clearly two of different sides of the same thing. They're both Koto, technically.
I asked if both Kotos would share memories prior to their splitting, or if one would only retain memory from the point in which they were split, and I received the same cool breeze upon my back again.
Sid, a voice slides into your head. You got a minute? I have a proposition and an apology.
Dude, someone
You
slid in
can
your
respond
DMs.
to this.
He did slide into my DMs, it's true.
Yeah, he did.
Damn you,
Your head
Felix.
DMs.
Sure, I've always got time.
Wait a couple minutes. There's still more tense Koto stuff going on. If you're interested, I'm offering a rematch. Different stakes. I got more than I expected.
Well, then count me in. You have to tell me more about what you found.
Where do you want to do this?
Well, I found a very boisterous area over here. Like the turbulence. And I'll describe where we're going.
Great! See you soon!
What could possibly go wrong?
Awesome.
There's not going to be any question we can ask these Kotos.
You don't think? I had one I was thinking of asking.
I don't think so. I think they're both Koto.
Feel
not
free
sure
to ask
either.
any question, Fulcrum.
Sure. I'm kind of gonna sidle on up to the yellow one, and in a low voice, in an attempt so the other one can't hear. What was the name of the woman we found you with in the cage?
Hold.
Sure.
I have it written down. Wait.
Hold while I find my Koto notes.
If you want, I have the name in Game 13 of the group journal.
Oh, I found a recovery file of my Dragonborn info. The sad thing is it's from 2019, so it's very old. So I don't have all the stuff.
March 30th.
So let me
That's
see.
a good day.
Are you referring to Steph?
Hold on, I'm sending you something real quick.
Yes, I am.
I know what it is.
You're sending me something?
Yes, I am. Just read it. Just read it carefully. If you need a clarification, just type me back something. Dark secrets, everybody. Dark secrets.
Dark secrets.
Shh, dark secrets.
D&D is nothing without dark secrets, I'm just saying.
It's true. Nothing.
Oh, fun fact, everybody, that paint behind Levi is literally called Dark Secret.
It's
It
true.
really,
True
it
story.
really is. The black paint on my wall is called Dark Secrets.
That's why we. That's
where our
that's why
inside
we
joke
say it all
came
the time.
from.
Yeah.
Dark secrets.
Just past
he's-
it. It's in
Oh,
parentheses.
he's
I
looking
just passed
there.
it. I just
You
passed
did,
it.
yeah. You did. Game 13, it's in parentheses
13.
near the end of the first big paragraph.
Achna, gosh darn it. Yes.
Woohoo!
It's been so long, Fulcrum. Achna,
Oh.
she was a good friend.
Pop quiz, Clint. Do you remember Steph's character's name?
Yeah. The bad thing, I've got her character art saved in my pictures folder still, but I couldn't remember her name.
Your name, yeah.
Yeah, her and her cat. Yes.
And I'm going to sidle on up to the red one and ask the exact same question.
Akna. She favored dreaming.
Okay, well, that answers that. They both remember something from the earliest point that we met them, so yeah, confirms what you were saying, Baldwin.
So that the cold breeze then.
Dragon Jesus has let me down. I'm now joining the cult of Tim.
Oh, be careful.
Yes.
Cult of Tim has deep and dark roots.
I asked if both of the copies would remember everything prior to their splitting, and it blew the same cold breeze over my back. So one of
Let's
these
say
Kotos is in fact a lie. Because they both then also know everything that the other would know. Meaning that my third question well, we can't give the Kotos what they want.
Any elaboration on that, Balrin?
I asked Ashara whether or not she would guarantee that the true Koto be a victor in a battle if we were to let them go to blows. She would not assure such things. I'm not sure exactly what that says about Koto's relationship with his deity, but
Tim, the lion maned.
I don't need more nicknames. I
Yes,
got
you do.
plenty.
Oh, we've got so many. We're just gonna keep adding to the list.
Infinite list, yes.
Infinite.
I am worried, Baldwin, because, I mean, Skagrod only seemed to come back to normal after both of them were dead and then you brought him back.
well, that is an option.
That could be a solution.
Seems pretty... Can we do... I mean, I don't think Koto's going to want to come back as...
Well, I mean,
he's...
neither did Talua, but he's adapting fine. Now look at him. He actually
He just
tried to
overall
just
came
thank
in the
us
corner.
for what he did.
We don't have a less extreme option?
Well, unfortunately, Koto's the only one who knows how to revivify.
Oh,
I love that this is that murder is always the answer.
I know.
I mean,
Resurrection magic. Let's do
I
this.
mean, it's not always the answer, but it's always on the table.
I mean, the only other thing I could think of,
Discuss.
and I'm not sure it would give us answers, is if we wait for them to go to sleep and I enter their dreams.
You know.
But
Ooh, I like that idea.
that's dangerous.
No, let's take the fight to him on his turf.
We don't know which ones to enter. Will they even have the same dream? Will their dreams be different? We have a lot of things there we don't know.
Well, these are all good questions.
I mean, the only other thing I could think of is if Morgaine shoots him with one of those arrows and we see whether or not they both go back to the same place they're supposed to.
That quote. The sea gods where it always was. The fucking sea.
oh, that was a good one.
That's a good one.
Well, you'll see that we're getting very far with this, but we'll shake out in the end. So we have one who wants to kill the other. We have one who wants to wait around, not do anything about it. Knowing the man as I knew him, maybe you know him better, I don't think he would be the passive sort. He seemed to be very eager to have us do the deed.
So, are you saying we should kill one of them?
No, I'm saying maybe we give them the chance to settle these things as they seem to want to do. And if things go wrong, we have a reset.
Oh, well, no,
If they agree.
I think that's a horrible idea, but
I don't know.
just because Guard gives advice doesn't mean we have to follow it.
I mean, that's very true. Gods are always up to something. Always have an agenda. Boys are downstairs, it's true.
I don't know where they are.
They're under the fucking sea!
Boys are downstairs.
I mean, I do like the idea of looking at their dreams. That sounded like a possibility.
Problem is, I'm not. If one of them is a creation of the dreamer, how would
Strong
we know?
tough.
Well, not just that, but how would we know which one is? We don't have a baseline for Koto's dreams. We don't have a solidified experience with Koto's dreams by which to then discern which dream would be most likely Koto's. Would it take us immediately to the dreamer if it's the incorrect one? If their experiences are all shared to this point, and they know everything the other knows, would their dreams even be any different? Let's assume that this one over here, who seems to be full of rage and anger, we enter his dream. Without even doing so, we could probably expect it to be some matter of battle. The other seems to be more Koto's protective sides. Maybe perhaps his softer sides in some way. We could probably expect his dreams to reflect as much. I'm not sure that's going to do us any good either.
I honestly think they both believe themselves to be the true Koto, and I don't know that one is actively deceiving us.
No, I think you're right about that, Sid.
And thus, I don't think their dreams are going to be very revelatory to us. I think they both think that they are vying for control, and the other one is the bad one. I think you're going to have to leave it up to fate. See what chance has to say. Because ultimately, we can go round and round checking once, again, and again, and again, and we'll get nowhere.
Since they were fused into one, I don't believe my scrying would do any good either.
There's something I could try, but we need to go to sleep. I still have some questions left that I didn't use. I mean, I have them all written out, but I can scratch one off for this one.
You all can go to sleep if you like. I'll keep watch.
Oh,
And
right, yeah.
of course.
But I could see if I can reach out and if Sataza will hear me.
Reach out and touch me.
Well, if you want to take to that.
Are you going to lock him up, or is he to walk free on the deck?
Well, I mean, I know I'm the captain, but you guys can all chime in how you think about it. But I personally think it's probably best if we have you each confined to separate rooms for the evening.
As long as he stays away from the cauldron, I'm fine.
Oh no, neither of you are going anywhere near that cauldron.
Your hatred's
Probably
not
for the
needed,
best.
Fulcrum.
Oh,
I'm
I know. I
agreeing
just want
with you.
you to know I was serious. I'll kill you. All right. Well,
Oh, shit.
I hope you can get some rest, and I hope you don't have weird dreams. But you probably will.
I don't know that I want to dream, Fulcrum.
No,
Would you?
not really. No.
Well,
Is there
I
any
think
way
I owe
we
it.
could end this nightmare sooner? I've grown tired of this.
I mean,
Why so eager? What do you want to do to end it sooner? What do you think will do it? Fighting?
I don't know.
Whichever one's the real Koto, Ashara won't guarantee that you win.
I'm tired of serving. A mistake was made, and we're paying the price for it. I don't know how to fix the outcome. I don't know how any of this happens. Alls I know is what we were told in the past. One person was the victor. We don't even know if it's the right one. They don't know if it's the right one, right?
Maybe that's what I need to do. You're right. Everyone should go to bed.
I'm all for trying a little bit more. You don't have to sleep, Koto, but you have to stay here.
I'm fine, yes.
I won't leave.
Set up watch, and we'll keep an eye on the two of you, I suppose, and we'll see what happens.
And you sail into the night.
At some point, I'm going to go up to Earl and bring him a whiskey shot. Do one of those, like, quiet exchanges. Did good out there, my friend.
Yeah. Thanks, fancy pants.
Takes a sip.
How far out are we?
Depending on the sight lines and being able to show the coast or map, maybe about 2-3 days, maybe.
We'll have plenty of time.
Hit any roadblocks on the way.
Keep your eyes on the
That's
clouds.
a doozy. I got crazy for that one.
And he nods over, and you see that Tolig has all the ballistas He's got 2 of the balises pointed up and 2 pointed down. And he keeps checking them. Strings. And he's sharpening stakes and making impromptu bolts.
All right, well, that should do. Just have to make sure neither of us end up with a drink anytime soon, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Drinking might be a benefit right now. Sleep tight, fancy pants.
You too when you get there. Yep. And I'll get ready for watch and all that kind of stuff.
Fulcrum.
Yeah.
You sleep. And as you will yourself thinking about her, trying to seek an audience, you wake up on the little porch outside of her hut. It's now standing tall above the water line of that pool, and it seems to have changed location. Like the pool and the hut. The trees around it aren't quite in the same formation. There's a couple really large, like erratic stones where they aren't really part of any formation. They're just kind of sitting there in the jungle. Each one's about the size of a van, covered in moss and vines. It seems to be a slightly different location. And the door is open.
First time I was ever relieved to find myself here. Okay. Kind of steel myself for a second. Come out inside.
You can see the loom is being worked, and she's sitting at it.
Greetings, Sataza. Thank you for accepting my audience.
Yes. My needle.
I came to make use of the very gracious gift you had offered me some time ago.
Not a gift. A prize. What do you need, my little needle? Ask away.
I have my 6 questions remaining, and here they are. For the first, how can we save my friend Koto from his curse that was placed upon him by the Dreamer?
The dream must end with the death of Zynok. Or the two must agree to combine.
Thank you. My next...
There is something strange. Something that doesn't like threads. An errant knot that tugs and pulls and moves. My needle. It's in you.
Not inside me.
It is old, my needle. What's your question? As she asks, you see the mouth only slightly moves, but it moves like the slow, methodic flap of a mannequin. It doesn't have any side-to-side motion. And the whole face slightly moves as she speaks, as if it's sliding on something behind it.
Is the red minstrel Grin really my father?
Grin the Red captured a prize and then was in turn caught, prize in hand. The one you call father, with a bile on your tongue, took of both Grin and his prize to make you.
Thank you.
Oh no. Thank you, my interesting little needle. So sharp.
For my next question, I'd very much like to know where Plixeltrix is.
He's in a city of glass and crystal. He has flooded it with him. He is a needle in a stack of needles. Good luck. Therein lies the way of madness, and he hasn't stopped making. He makes day and night, possessed, afraid. He is south, and he is off the coast of what the Earth ones call Oksada.
Oksada? Okay. The knot you referred to.
My hands moving threads. One arm grabs another spool, layers it out.
I've heard a voice sometimes speak to me, one I don't recognize, very rarely. Do you know what its purpose is?
Is that a question?
It is. I fear traps laid inside me by my father, who I speak of with bile.
The knot's purpose is survival for rebirth, my wonderful little needle.
Okay. And I think for what I'd like to ask you next, where can I find my mother?
There is a place inside the storm the Legions of Nine call the Rust Gate. Around it a city. She is entombed. It is where Grin commands some legions, not not all. She is in a glass ball, bound by her true name. Her voice escapes through your sister.
And for my final question, why does Grin the Red seek the song so feverishly?
Only one can have it. He made it. It's his. He uses it to make the fields ripe for wonderful fruits. Hungry, born of pain, and willing to sell so that joy returns to them once again. He softens the crowd with their greatest sadness, and then they seek him out to make a deal, or one that he sends. Clever structure, subtle, long and beautiful. And when the song has finally broken them and they sell, they get a taste of that wonderfulness again. And then when the final end comes, they are fiend. The Rust Gate city is filled with those broken by the song. They all serve the red.
Thank you, Sataza. Those were my 6 remaining.
You won't die. This will be a very beautiful and strange tapestry woven. She keeps working at the loom.
Give a little bit of a bow, and I just kind of see my way out, and then go about my odd little putzing of, how do I wake up?
Give me a charisma save, DC of 14.
Charisma save. All right. That'll be nice if my character sheet came back after I made all those edits. Oh, come now. Hold on for me right now. After apparently adding all those notes to my sheet, it decided to just not respond, and I'll roll it right now.
Yeah, put Fulcrum's hand in some lukewarm water.
God damn it.
Yes.
All right, charisma save.
Murders us all.
Charisma save.
Koto did it.
Koto. It's totally Koto.
26.
That one.
You wake up as you were, and morning is here. You've slept the night. Does anybody else have anything specifically want to take care of in the night?
Nah.
See you later, Petty Officer Spectre. You served well.
Fades away. Morning comes. You guys sail. When you guys go to check, both Kotos are still there. Nothing seems to have changed in the night.
We take a break before we dig in too deep.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick break.
And we'll be right back.
We'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Just figure it's a good time before we start the day, you know?
Yeah.
Bathroom breaks.
Koto
Yeah.
eats, guys. We'll get actual coffee.
Yeah. Before we have
True
to murder
story.
both Kotos.
True
That's what
story.
happens.
Damn it.
Hey, true story. The nuts are here.
The nuts are here.
Whoa.
I've been chewing
It's
on my
all
cocoa roasted almonds, by the way. They're quite tasty.
Amazing, right?
Yes.
I finished off those habanero barbecue ones.
You finished the whole bag already. That's
I
impressive.
did.
I'm a salt and vinegar dude.
I have those in the other room still, so that might be
We have
nice.
some cashews somewhere around here.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
In where it all runs fairly east-west, but it's still a really wide body of water. So, as you're traveling down it, is there anything anybody wants to tackle during this day?
First, how much closer do those land masses look like we're coming to? Like, was the estimation we were given of about 3 days? Like, that's maybe 2 days off.
Yeah. Like, so far, things seem to be a consistent speed. The grid hasn't lost anything. Right now, it seems that Dazra has been very proactive in assisting Tolig with manning weapons and keeping an eye on threats. And at the same time, you, Fulcrum, haven't seen Kina since she came aboard. With a quick word in with Lindell, he's pointed out that she's sort of taken up a small corner off to the side with the Dragonborn below decks. And she is just kind of hiding away, keeping a distance from everybody. Beyond that, you guys have maintained pace this whole time. The Dragonborn continue to feed the cauldron with varying degrees of success. And you can tell some are now in and out of consciousness. It looks like down there you have 4 or 5 that appear to be, at casual glance, in early stages of like malnutrition, where all their movements are weak. They're having a hard time staying awake. And now on one side, on the starboard side, all the horizon line is mountains. And on the port side, all the horizon line is baby mountains with a lot of hills. But by baby mountain, I mean something that would be maybe 8-9 stories up at the most. And then on the starboard side, those are legitimate, like the Rockies. They're huge. And they're angry looking too. A lot of sharp peaks.
And is the sea still fairly misty as well, like covered in like a fog that's just like sea level?
It's spotty. It's sea level. You are now cutting through what appear to be clouds sitting on the surface. You occasionally break through and come to openings that would be similar to a glade in a forest, where you have a brief spot where you can see grass, but then you cut through another patch again. And it's very intermittent. So now, from your perspective, you see these little dots in the fog where there's an open spot that wisp and change shape and flow.
Well, as Sid hands out the morning coffee, I'll make me feel. Hey, as you see everybody, can you gather them all up on deck near where Burl's at up top? But not Koto. I think I learned a few things. Just pass it on.
Yeah, sure thing.
Which not Koto?
Neither of them.
Fair enough.
Neither not Koto.
Sorry.
I understand.
Well, all right.
When you find Red is kneeling in prayer. and doesn't really turn to make eye contact.
So once we have the rest of the crew all gathered up, I think I know. I think I figured out how we can fix, or well, try to fix Koto. We were right with what we were thinking. They're both him, but not. They're parts of him, and we have to get the two of them to agree to join back together again. We need to get them both on the same page with one another, or we go kill the dreamer, which might be easier.
So, what common ground would these two have?
Maybe
Their
they can
Koto-ness
exist without each
basically,
other.
but
They both seem to be pretty angry at the dreamer. What if we kind of worked on that as a way to they want to prove that they're not, enslaved anymore, to defy him by getting
Well,
back together with one another?
if this curse has been placed by the dreamer, I'm not sure a mutual hatred of it will do the trick.
No, Captain.
Oh, yeah, Earl?
No, Koto don't like them fish people none.
Oh, that's a good point.
No.
He hates all the fish people, the burbles, that's they're all of them.
I'm doing my job.
Does Burl speak Draconic, apparently?
He's observant as fuck.
He just knows.
just sits and watches everybody.
I mean, it's totally true though. And his go-to for our secret catchphrase was how much he hates them.
You guys are pretty loud.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you
Okay.
think an encounter with Wobbin would coax the two into one?
Oh, I don't know if I mean, that's an extreme option. Maybe. To agree to join together to fight? That sounds like something Koto would be down with, so to speak.
Yeah, but doesn't this just put us right back where we were before?
No, not if they're not fighting each other. But if they fight along each other, then what happens?
That could do the same thing, potentially. They're agreeing to work together, which is what we're after. I mean, what I understood is they had to agree to combine again. So maybe it's as simple as like a handshake.
They remerge back into
Maybe.
one being.
I think so. I hope so. I think so. Could be as simple as just a handshake. I did learn some other stuff too, but I'd rather talk about that once we get Koto back.
That's fair.
I mean, a common enemy, I guess, could coax the two to work together, but
Well, what do we know of this curse so far, right? Is one half supposed to be a servant to the dreamer and the other one is the non-servant, or is this simply two halves of the same personality with the same goals? I mean, everything we've seen so far seems to be a servant.
Also seems that if we were to go
That's pretty good
to
stuff,
our mission to destroy the Dreamer, you go one of two ways. Either one would refuse to destroy the Dreamer, which would put it pretty strongly in the camp of a servant of, or while we're there, we destroy the Dreamer, and according to what Fulcrum's saying, that solves our problem.
That is an option. Killing him would fix it, though I don't know if we'd be down on Koto or up to. But I got the sense that I don't think either one of them are necessarily like a servant or like the fake one. I think it is him, like split, and maybe it's the trauma or the ritual of killing each other that brings them under his control fully. I don't know, but I think killing one of them is definitely not the answer. And
Maybe we go after the dreamer, and I can only assume that both Kotos would fight on our side against them.
we could. That's a long-term process, though. We're pretty far
Yeah,
out.
it's always the answer.
We're 2 days out from another big conflict. It would take us. Well, if I'm actually remembering, if out of character, it's like 2 months of sailing or something to get back to the Dreamer. Right? It's like wild.
Yeah, to get to the Dreamer, it will be close to like a month.
I mean, with the boat. Yes, I know we have the amazing talents of a druid.
Of the Rum Tub Time Machine tree. The Rum Tub Time
Tree?
The Rum Tree Time Machine?
The rum tree? Like the rum tree time.
But there's no rum in it anymore. So.
No.
It's in the roots. It's in the sap.
The Rum Shrub Time Machine?
Rum shrub.
That's good. And it doesn't bend space-time, it just saves you time.
You guys weigh these decisions with more rolling conversations like this. What do we do? What do we do?
After a bit, I'm going to go downstairs, and I think I'm going to just bring it to him and see if we can get him to agree for the short term. Otherwise, it's a long.
You know, now that I'm thinking about this, Fulcrum.
Yeah?
We're heading into a rather large, nasty engagement. 2 Kotos on our side would not be a terribly bad idea. How do we go after this fight?
You're not wrong.
I get the feeling one of them doesn't really want to fight, though. Well, let me try this first.
Well, I'm just saying, if one of them's out there smashing things with the ball, and the other has his the mace and the shield, and he's around protecting and healing, I mean, that would not be a terrible thing.
True, but you know, Balrin, it's a brand new day, and we're just going to give this a try and see if we can bring our friend back. And I'm going to use that as my little incantation, because it only has a verbal component, to cast glibness on myself.
Okay.
Looks out.
Nice.
So I'm going to see if I can try and talk it out with the 2 of them, and I don't know, maybe they'll agree, but if not, we can go looking for a fight.
Well, we have to look very far.
Oh no, one's coming soon, I think. But join me otherwise.
I was trying to think if there was anything else that the 2 would agree upon, but I don't know. I don't know if I can come up with anything.
I like going with fish. I think fish is cool.
It's not bad.
Go with fish. That's gonna be my leading goal.
All right.
You there?
All right. Koto, morning. How's the coffee?
It's good. Bitter. I like it.
Huh?
Thanks, Sid.
I'll do
For me, please.
You're very welcome.
a good cup of Joe.
We'll see if it works, Crimson. Thank you. Take care.
A cup of what?
I heard something. I heard Skeezer say. Well, no, wait. I'm sorry. That wasn't Skeezer. That was. Anyways, I heard it mention once. Joe. I don't really know who Joe is or why
This
it's called
is called
that.
Joe.
No, actually, I don't want to call it that. Now that I think about it, I like anger juice. What's fun?
It's fitting.
So, you 2 agree. You both like the coffee, yeah?
Yes.
Now, what if I were to posit some radical ideas to the 2 of you right now? Great. So, you both also hate the burbles. Like, if one of those ones that was below the ship came up on deck right now, you'd probably just punt them right overboard, yeah?
I think everyone has a place under Ashar's wings. They are strange. And gross.
Yeah, dislike it. Okay to dislike. Maybe my punting was a little extreme.
I haven't punted one off before.
Yeah, the more I think about it, that's really something I think I just saw Ballroom do once, and it just kind of stuck in my head.
I do not care for Waven. They are cruel.
I can understand why. They did horrible things to those people we saved. You were among them.
Right. Of course.
You may be coming amongst some of them, those who are pulling their strings soon. How would the two of you feel if a fight were to break out now, say, which it could at any moment? Would you fight together with us?
Do you intend to torment me?
No, of course not. Why would we torment you?
Because it sounds like you want to take advantage of this fact that now there's two of us.
I think Balrin does, to be totally honest, but I don't want to take advantage of that fact. I, in fact, really was just wanting to know if you would work together, because
I would fight as I always have, alongside all of you, seeking to keep you safe against any threat. But I would be a fool to turn my back on him.
You know what? We went about this all wrong, Fulcrum. I may have a solution.
What do you think?
There's one thing I think that both Kotos share in common.
Besides my good looks.
I'm nearly embarrassed that I hadn't thought of it prior. Baron takes out the now attuned pendant. Neither of you will let the other one touch it. But perhaps you both wouldn't mind joining me at the front of the ship. Maybe there you'll both find your love for your god. It'll be enough to bring you back together. Both her protection and her vengeance, both sides of Koto. The only thing that bridges the two is Ashara. That's why she won't let you fight to determine which one is the real Koto. As a druid, I don't normally speak with your god, that's true. You said it was rare that she was willing to let one such as me commune with her already. Perhaps my role here is to bridge the two of you back together. I'm attuned with your pendant. I can be that channel. Of course, you both have to be willing. You, he points towards the quote-unquote yellow one. You were willing to let me try to commune with your god through this pendant, and yet this morning I found the other one kneeling in prayer to Ashara already. You both feel very differently about what the warm and cool winds may have meant.
Perhaps you have never heard the prophets speak. For each village, the prophet speaks the same words with a different meaning. Only the gods know their truth.
What are you suggesting, Balrin?
You both come up here, and the three of us commune with your god at once. I will hold the pendant. Neither of you would be willing to deny your god, right?
I would do this, provided you could keep me safe. There's enough of you to watch him.
Don't worry.
I would do this.
As long as you trust us, everything will be fine.
I do.
Then I shall as well.
We'll do this in accordance to your customs. I think I have seen you do this enough. Bowron will walk up there to the front of the ship with both Kotos.
Might we have our rods?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely part of it. Sure. I'll get him. Fulcrum runs off and collects them. Quarters. So just gotta set them up in a circle, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Start arranging them.
And if you do not trust us, perhaps you could bring up one of the others. Unless that is okay for us to charge these.
As long as you're willing to each do it together, I think that's fine.
I don't think I trust him.
Do we just need lightning to charge them?
Yes.
Well, trust is built, isn't it? Moment by moment, action by action.
He can't be.
Now, to trust us, then. One of you betrays the trust, then we'll take care of it.
If you wish, I could call lightning to strike them if it would be sufficient, but I would not wish to run afoul of such an offering. Would be unwise.
My friend Azo is here not? Is he not?
Which one?
Ajo isn't aboard.
I thought Ajo came. Did he? No?
Well,
did.
because we didn't specifically try to avoid lightning because it was a wind type we were after, wasn't it? We were.
Yeah,
So did Vatrak stay back too?
yeah, she did.
My notes are old, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Okay.
No, I was thinking that too, that we didn't bring the lightning one specifically, but I can't remember their names. So.
So you guys set up the prayer circle. Bowron stands center.
Drum circle.
Both Kotos are staring at one another. And that's where we're going to wrap for the night.
Oh. All right.
Oh, snap.
Unexpected.
Dos Kotos! Part
Dos
two!
Part
Yeah. Shit.
Good
Oh,
times,
hell.
good times.
Oh, man.
Will they finally split, or will they be the brothers they never knew they were? Find out next time.
Thought you were just going to kill us both and make me roll a new character. Thanks for
Yeah, I mean,
that.
you guys are both red and yellow, so I'm ketchup and mustard, you know?
Yeah.
You'd
The
have still
fancy
been
sauce.
alive. You may just have been a little shorter and
Nope,
prettier.
wouldn't have played him.
Pointier. Yeah, I
Nope.
Nope, fuck that, he jumped overboard.
You would have jumped overboard and literally jumped a shark.
Oh, man,
so
that
you
is
wouldn't have to do it.
Dark.
Now, the next game, it skips 2 weeks. And the next game's on the 22nd. It's either Ogle or Cam who can't be there at that one.
22nd of May?
Yeah, it's one of you two.
It's got to be
I can
May.
be at that one.
Yeah.
I can
Gotta
at that
be
one.
mad.
It's gotta be May.
The 22nd of May?
Yeah.
I'm out the 20th or 19th of June.
Okay.
Maybe that's what you're thinking.
I'm listed as having my kids that day, but I don't have anything else listed
All right,
on that.
Good. Sure. Because
You both can make it, but he's saying one of you cannot play.
He's like, what are
One
you
of you two
allowed?
are not invited to game, is what he
Figure it
said.
out.
That would
Alright.
be great if we were
Talk
both looking at our
amongst
schedules
yourselves.
and he's like, no.
Yeah.
I can't have you both here.
No, seriously. Yeah. Too many people
so let's
to play.
start talking about stuffs.
All
Thanks for
right.
coming out tonight, everybody. Everstorm is our baby. It's the fifth campaign or the fifth chronicle.
Yeah.
That's crazy long narrative.
See if the
So-
cameras are set up right. Oh, they are.
Ooh. So, somebody... Oh, black background. Ooh.
Just a
Ominous.
no background because my picture isn't updated yet. So
So, somebody kick it off. What's happening tomorrow?
This is Tabletop to Keyboard, and again, this is our Everstorm 5e D&D game. It takes place on Saturdays at 10 p.m. on the weeks that we play. It usually is every other week. Next game, he says, will be the 22nd of May, so you can tune back in then for the next episode. Tonight, it's Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time. I am back for Vigilantes of Valandria. It is Chapter 7 of my third campaign for Zweihander, and it is Unholy Matrimony. That is the title of this week's episode. So you'll be able to catch that tonight. My crew has to finish their platformer map that I put together, all Mario-esque style, and then you'll see what happens, I guess, after that. Monday nights, me and Jeff are back here about 9 p.m. Central Time for Looking for Group, where we have been playing some Jackbox Party games in Among Us. And Jeff, are you leaning one way or the other this week for...
I would like to play Among Us again. I like the game a lot. If we can get people together, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
All right. So,
or we could try that other game, that Goose Goose Duck, that Georgie's been talking about.
I saw a post on that, but I didn't really look at it that closely. But
it's a free version of Among Us that is different. Goose piece.
Is it literally like Duck Duck Goose?
Yeah. It looks almost the same. It's just slightly different. Yeah.
That's funny.
Geises. Yeah.
Kisses.
Well, anyway, 9 p.m. Central Times on Mondays, you can play games with me and Jeff. If you're part of our Discord, you can get on the wait list, or you can just use channel points here during the show to get yourself redeemed onto the wait list. And you can play games live on stream with me and Jeff, and that's every Monday at 9 p.m. Tuesdays, Levi does some arting. Levi, will you be arting this week?
I shall. I'll be working on the painting of my wife that I was working on 2 Tuesdays ago. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. That one.
Yeah.
That's at 7 p.m. Central Time, and then at 9 p.m. Central, Cameron takes over Bardic Knowledge.
I'm back. I'm going to actually do some music.
What?
Assuming that I haven't died from my second COVID shot.
You'll
which
be
was
fine.
Monday morning.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so.
Exciting. I'm getting my Tuesday.
Mine's Thursday, I think.
Because I'm fat.
We'll get our second shot.
I'm fat. So ridiculous.
I'm literally defined as obese. So there we go. So that's why I get mine early. Yep, I'll be back. I'm going to make some music. Don't know exactly what yet, but probably working on a Leela project. So come back for some Leela project fun. So we're going to be working on that. Also, I'll do my quick plug of all the music you've heard tonight, and actually almost all. Clint's Koto song he wrote himself. Almost all the music tonight is stuff that I have made that I own the copyrights for and that I have made free to use for anyone who would like at that Bandcamp link there in the chat. So you can use it for your own videos, your own streams, or just to listen to because you just love it so much. Or you can actually find it all on Spotify as well if you'd prefer, but you obviously can't download it from Spotify. So you can download it from Bandcamp if you'd like. That is all.
Excellent. And Wednesday, 10 p.m. Central Time this week, you'll find me back for iKindred, where we will be exploring a little more of the domain. And they may be setting up havens. They might be...
Maybe setting fires.
Might be getting plastic surgery done.
Definitely going to set up fire.
Surgery done. Is that what we're calling it? Plastic surgery?
I think we should call it that for a little while. Yeah.
Okay.
I've begun some pretty heavy plot line writing for iKindred, and I'm liking where things are going. So it's gonna be.
Cowboy is exact. That's exactly right. Fire is
always the answer. It is doubly the answer when you're a vampire. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so it works. It works.
If you're a Levi character, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Napalm.
Get shit done.
So tune back in Wednesday, 10 p.m. for iKindred. Opposite weeks, Levi runs an All Flesh Must Be Eaten game, Don't Sleep. That'll be still another week out before that one returns. But you can check all of those past episodes are up on our YouTube channel. Where Jeff.
It's our big dumb zombie fun game. It's really stupid and very chat interactive.
That's right. Lots of zombies.
Very
Lots of zombie
stupid.
bosses.
Oh, we finally got one. I have to
Anybody
ban.
want to be famous?
Oh,
Nail it.
man.
I want to be famous.
Follows.com. Come on.
Almost made it to the end.
Oh,
Let's see, what is that label?
Who wants to be famous?
Spam. But
And,
Oh,
Oh,
Animal
G
G
is
beat you.
on it. On it.
Denied.
we don't have any programs on Thursdays. Thursday's a night off around here. And then on Fridays, Clint runs 3D print streams like he did
Sometimes to
yesterday.
3:30 in the morning.
Really late yesterday. We were discussing, like, I got a notification at like 9 o'clock or so he's going live. I was like, man, he's starting really late. Is this going to run like overnight into tomorrow? I was like, man.
and it did.
It kind of did.
It was cool though.
8 o'clock came quick. Thanks, kids, in your ball games.
Good stuff.
Well, then that's it for the night. Who are we raiding?
Yeah, I got to do my other job too.
Are we doing the Mortal Kombat thing? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Nope. Okay. Joke just went away.
I didn't get the Mortal Kombat joke, sorry.
Who are we raiding?
Oh,
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, okay.
Ah,
Yeah,
ah.
That is
Hey.
sharp.
Oh, that was.
On that note,
that pun was so good, it can get over here.
Oh my
That
god.
movie was so bad it can get over there.
Did you see the new one? Is the new one bad?
Yeah,
the
it's
new one?
I've heard it.
I liked it.
exactly what
it's fun.
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
it.
I liked it
I
too.
liked it. They didn't skimp on the violence. They you
Yeah.
know.
violence and the
It
action
was good.
parts. It's good, which is you
Yeah.
know what
What they're
what
supposed
it's
to be.
made
I
for.
think I like the camp of the 1995 one a little bit better, but this one was good.
Yeah. The clunk of the new one is they felt the need to explain to the audience why people have superpowers for
Yeah.
seemingly no reason. And
Mhm.
so then that
seemingly
trope.
forgot about it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's
Can't
true.
they just have them? Come on.
They should have gone that
Why
route.
ask questions?
Because superheroes are in.
Magic
Yeah.
Ninja.
It's true.
That's how it works.
All right, we're gonna raid my buddy Urians, who's also playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight over at
Sweet.
Urians Gaming.
Thanks for giving us your time, everybody.
All right,
thanks for coming
everybody.
by.
We
Come on back
appreciate
next
it.
time for more Koto, killing Koto action. It'll be great.
Part D.
This time we might actually get it done.
You never know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Never.
Just drag it out
Friendship.
eternally. It'll be great.